Yo, what's up guys? You got pokeaim here with the next round of the Ubers Open. I'm playing my friend Metalgro. We've actually played for quite a few tournaments thus far, and yeah, it should be a fun game. So we got standard offense, which is kind of what I expected. Have fun. I expect another offense and another one after that and another one after that. He likes webs, he likes this type of offense. How do we win? Honestly, I feel like I don't see a reason not to just start leading off with Kyurem and go for Z-Hail and try and start just breaking through his team. He's going to lead off with the Arceus, obviously. I'm going to Ice Beam first because he's just going to get up rocks, and it's not like I can prevent any of the hazard he goes for anyway. And then we can just go right for the Z-Hail. Set up, get my +1 speed. I wouldn't have been faster than it anyway, so like I wouldn't have been able to break through him, I feel, regardless of what I've done. But with the Z-Hail, I will be able to at least outspeed Marshadow, Salamence, and whatnot. Salamence being a threat, but I do have my Arceus that can deal with that. Arceus actually deals with the majority of his team. I'm not sure what he's going to actually go for besides Spikes, yeah. And I can defog relatively safely, and I like Z-Hail too, because again, gives me that speed for Xerneas, forcing it to Geomancy, forcing Salamence to be outsped, and it doesn't matter if he taunted now, which just limits his spikes really. So I get my +1 speed now, and we have a Kyurem inside versus a Salamence, a Groudon, which can't like set up and beat me at the same time. So he's forced to go Xerneas now, I'm pretty sure, which I can get off a huge hit with Ice Beam on. And Marshadow, which I am Life Orb on this team, Marshadow puts in so much work versus him. So go Xerneas. Like I said, I'm able to Ice Beam this thing. It's going to do half, which is really, really nasty damage, as he is going to be able to not knock me out with the Moonblast, because that is the HP invested that my Kyurem has. That is why we have HP, my friends. That is why we have HP. And what I can do is, this is actually a little bit worse for me, though, because then Groudon can set up. This is actually bad for me, because Groudon can set up, yeah. That doesn't matter. Either way, I go for Ice Beam, and I 2-KO Xerneas, so I don't have to worry about this Mon setting up on me. But I am a little bit worried about Groudon, I'm not going to lie. But I can drop a Draco on that. He does go Arceus first. I'll just drop a Draco, as he is going to be able to extreme speed and knock me out. And I do want to get rid of these hazards right now. I do have Marshadow in the back, so I'm not super worried about an Arceus. And again, like being able to get rid of this monster is really nice. I'm just going to defog. If he wants to set up, that's fine. I always go out into... one, defogging makes it that my Gengar doesn't care about this Mon. Two, I always have Marshadow after, so we'll recover here. As he goes for sub, I don't think that makes a difference either, because I will be able to just Judgment and break his sub. Yeah, and my Ho-Oh checks Marshadow, so I'm not worried about that. That's unfortunately a crit, but Judgment does break his sub, as I said, and as long as I spam Judgment, I'm good. Yeah. So I'll be able to go right out into my Marshadow here and just go right for close combat, knocking him out, unless it's like a defensive Arceus, I'm not sure. Ho-Oh also beats this 1v1. If he wants to go on to Salamence, that's fine. I always have the HP Ice as well. Decides to risk his Marshadow right here. Wow. Very, very risky right there. But, I mean, not in that part, but like in the next part, like the fact that I can get a speed tie off or something versus him. I have to be careful because his Groudon kind of just clean sweeps me. Yeah, we're going to go Ho-Oh on the expected, I want to say Bulk Up maybe, or Spectral Thief. We take that. If he's Life Orb, let's find out right now. He is indeed Life Orb. And what I can do is just Brave Bird immediately. And he has Rock Tomb. Ah, crap. Alright, so that's my bad, forgetting about that. I think what I'm going to have to go for is the Marshadow win, which is why I need Rocks up now to ensure that Salamence goes down. Gengar is going to be Groudon is a huge threat to me as well. But getting up rocks is going to be big because now his Marshadow's in range of Shadow Sneak, and I'm not, so I might have to go for the speed tie here. But at least I get up the rocks there, and well, I am in range as well because I'm hasty. Groudon's such a huge pain to this team. Goes directly into Arceus, which I don't mind. It gives me at least my rocks up like I mentioned, and we're going to be able to roar him out. We're always going to phase out this Arceus, always. Ideally, we get Groudon here. Nice. So not like the worst case scenario, because I am really bulky, I'm a Toxic. I have to. I had to Toxic so my Gengar can Hex. Yep. Being bulky is actually working out for me there, because we are able to get off that Toxic, and all I got to do is roar to, because I don't want to risk missing Precipice Blades. And if he goes for Fire Punch, he knocks me out. But I do get in my Gengar, and it's gonna come down to Marshadow. It's gonna come down to Marshadow. My best bet is just Mega Evolving and going right for Hex. Because I have Sludge Wave to break Arceus' sub, so I'm not worried about that. And Mega Evolving, going right for Hex. I was thinking about subbing, but at least if I keep it full, I get rid of Groudon. Then again, Salamence is a huge... Salamence is a threat, so what I could have done was subbed up until I died. But he goes Arceus first, though. So that's not bad. This gives me a Will-O-Wisp on him. Ah, nice, nice. Love missing. That's alright. I'll go for Sludge Wave just in case I get the -2 or whatever. It's going to come down to, like I said, a speed tie with Marshadows. So ideally I get it, because I do have HP Ice. He doesn't think I have HP Ice because he had Rock Tomb. So it'll come down to that speed tie right there. But we're going to be able to knock out Arceus. Again, with that chip damage, I was worried about Intimidate and whatnot, but we should be okay. Again, it comes down to this speed tie. I hope we win this speed tie. And he wins, and I would have won if I hit that speed tie because I would have been able to knock out Salamence with HP Ice guaranteed because of Technician. So we lose the first game, unfortunately. We're going to run up with some Webs now, though. Yeah, Webs is the way to go in the second game. Oh, I did challenge you, buddy. And he's running up with some Webs, too, but my Webs are just a little bit better because of Palkia. Just a little bit better. I think, anyway. Obviously, Lucario is a giant threat. Marshadow is so good versus him, too. But again, getting up Webs early is nice. I do have to be careful about Groudon. Oh, yeah. He didn't see. I do have to be careful about Groudon. Because Groudon kind of destroys his team with dual dancing up. Unfortunately. I wish he didn't grab Groudon. I wish he won that speed tie too, because then I wouldn't be in the back. His last team is gonna be the X-Drill team as well. Like if I win this game, which I'm hoping to get. But again, you know, a speed tie's a 50-50 anyway. But it was his best play to go Marshadow first anyway. Actually, should he have won Salamence first? I think he should have won Salamence first to get off the Intimidate. I don't think it made a difference either way if it came down to 50-50. But at least getting off Intimidate. Maybe he had a bulky. Have fun. Maybe he had a bulky Marshadow set. Yeah, Palkia is going to be key in this. I need rocks up first, though, and Webs. I definitely need rocks and Webs up. And I need to taunt that Groudon, preventing it from setting up. Well, I 100% need rocks. That way I can knock out Xerneas 100% with +2 attack. I don't know, I feel like if I were him, I'd always lead Shuckle anyway. Like, no matter what play I went for. You don't know if I have Magikarp or Taunt, though. If it leads Lucario, I have to nuzzle it, and then that means I don't play with Sticky Web this game, which is okay. Like, that's okay, because Lucario being nuzzled means that none of his Pokemon outside of, I want to say outside of, we're definitely getting up Webs first for Lucario. Yeah, now we're going to Stealth Rock here for Groudon. That's fine. I'll set up later with Palkia. I gotta go Mewtwo because what Mewtwo does is it taunts Groudon. I don't mind him. I want to break its sturdy first. Yeah, I don't mind him toxicking me. That's fine. We'll just Ice Beam here. Ice Beam breaks its sturdy, which is the important part. And then I'll be able to taunt him. If he wants to spam Encore, he can because of Mental Herb. Yeah, I don't mind that. So we'll taunt right here. We shall taunt. And then directly in the Groudon we go. Hard Groudon right here. Because we got to try and win this game early. Especially if he stayed in. He went a Veltal first. Which is smart. As a Veltal can beat me 1v1. Seeing as how Smeargle does crap this game, and he's just going to Dark Pulse anyway. I mean, Smeargle already did everything it needed to, and I beat Shuckle's. I already beat the hazard gameplay that I needed. I'll go Smeargle right here. As he goes for foul play. And what I'll do is just taunt spam. Alright, so he goes for his own taunt, which is a little bit bad. I can't actually stay in because I cannot let him. I can't let him go out into Groudon and set up. I don't know why he's not going Groudon, especially after he taunted me. But he can go for a foul play. Like, I have to sack right here as he goes for U-turn. So we get a Veltal in range. I think he's Charty Berry. It has to be Fizz Def Charty Berry. But we get a Veltal in range of +2 Stone Edge. I mean, it was Charty Berry, so at full it wouldn't be in range, but now it is. I'm assuming Lucario is going to come out, maybe? The problem with Lucario is it's so good versus me. It's just so good versus me. It's really good versus me. Like, I need to kill Lucario. Alright, we're gonna go Marshadow. He's just gonna sack his Shuckle anyway. And I'll bulk up here as he sacks Shuckle. Like, you don't stand with Lucario here. Close combat is just way too easy for me. I don't think you stand with Lucario. Ever. Especially if I kill this thing, like I set up with Xerneas. You should sack Shuckle. Yep. Alright, so this gives me a bulk up and the fact that I'm faster than the entire team. So we now have a +1 Marshadow. Nice, nice, nice. Close combat should be able to knock out the Shuckle at +1. Yep, don't have to worry about that, Mon. I have close combat for Veltal, which will kill it after Stealth Rock, but the fact that it might actually be fast. I'm not sure if it'll be faster than me. It was faster than Smeargle, but that's because of webs. It is Fizz Def Charty Berry. Like that, I'm certain of. I'm certain that he's Fizz Def Charty Berry. But I want to keep this Marshadow alive because it deals with Lucario as well as. It depends what he goes out into. If he goes out to Groudon, I have to attack it, unfortunately. If he goes to Lucario, I have to attack that too. A Veltal, you think he'd be max speed Charty Berry? I don't think that makes much sense. Yeah. We'll sack Smeargle here. I don't think he'd be max speed Charty Berry. And we just Nuzzle here. Yeah, that's fine. Nuzzle, paralyze this. Gives me Xerneas as a switch in right there. As well. If he gets paralyzed or U-turns or hard switches. Yep, he roosts. Nice. So we get to Geomancy up right now. Perfect. That's what I needed. And again, pretty sure it was Fizz. I'm surprised he risks a Veltal there because it's so useful, and he even gets full paralyzed, so he gets nothing out of the turn. So that's why I said I'm surprised he made that play, because now he has to sack regardless. And Xerneas puts in, like, he lets me knock out a Veltal, which means I get to click Precipice Blades now. Groudon comes out, which literally has to hit Precipice Blades to do any type of damage to me. For Lucario. I didn't want to risk Focus Blast there, even though it would have killed. Yeah, I didn't want to risk it there, even though it obviously would have killed. Because getting rid of Groudon is just a bigger threat. And my own Groudon being healthy enough to take him on is fine. Lucario is going to go for Bullet Punch. Smeargle does... If he SDs up here, he can win. Yeah, I can't risk that. Even if he would always Bullet Punch, I couldn't risk him SDing up there. We go Marshadow and we click our Close Combat. Xerneas doesn't appreciate Close Combat into Spectral Thief. It is Z Xerneas though, so that's something I want to be careful about, but I could steal its boosts. So yeah, I always sack Smeargle. Then I go Palkia. Ideally he sacks Lucario here. That's what I want. Of course, I don't know his Arceus. I'm hoping it's E-Killer, though, based on the team. I could be wrong, though. He does sack Lucario. Nice. To go out into, I want to say Xerneas? Yeah. So on the Xerneas sack, what we do is, because my Groudon needs one hit, we sack Smeargle here. Even if he Z-Geomancies, I steal his boosts with Marshadow, which makes me faster than him. Yeah, because Smeargle dies to rocks. I steal his boost, and then hopefully we come through with the Palkia and whatnot. Actually, this is regular Geomancy, isn't it? Because the problem is his last mon. Arceus. That's the biggest issue. Then again, if he regular Geomancy, he's faster than me anyway. I kind of think I have to go for the... No, because Arceus will beat me 1v1. I'm making the Smeargles. I feel like he just make the play, though. Like, he made the risky play with a Veltal earlier. Just... Is this E-Killer? I'm a Spectral Thief. Because Smeargle is such an easy sack for me. Like, he should know. This should be his opportunity to try and set up on me. Like, I would try and set up now if I were Xerneas. And I need this hit, that way I can later revenge kill it with Groudon. And ideally he is, actually, ideally he's Earthplay Arceus. Yeah, I can't let him set up. I can lose if he sets up. So we gotta go for the Spectral Thief. I mean, I can lose anyway, but... Yep. But now we sack Smeargle to rocks. At least I got that play right. But he's not paying attention, man. Man, I wish I won the first game because he's not been... Oh. Because he hasn't been paying attention. Alright, so right out to Groudon we go. I think this is Arceus Groudon, honestly. But I'm not sure. We do live that. Let's connect, buddy. Thank you. And it comes down to his last Smon. What Arceus type are you, my friend? Arceus Ghost. Ooh. Yeah, you just go for Shadow Claw here. He's gonna go for a Z. Do I knock him out? I don't think I knock him out. Oh, 83 to 98. I mean, I gotta go for this roll anyway. It's really much in my favor, but seeing as how we missed out on the speed tie, I kind of feel like we're not gonna get this. We do get it though. Nice. I saw the game, man. Nice. Good game. I really wish I won the first one now. I know what team he's bringing next. He's bringing that Excadrill offense that he likes. He's been using the same 3 teams every single game. Let me just check something. Oh, forgot to put the L. I know he's bringing the Excadrill offense team. He switched up the order though. Let me just look at it real quick. Not that one. There it is. I mean, it's pretty weak to Father and whatnot. But he's sub though. SDRC is really good versus SD Scizor is really good versus that. So is Scarf Xerneas. I think I'm gonna use Coil Arceus in this one. I like Coil more than Glare. Rest Talk Coil. Father, excuse me. Alright, let's challenge him for game 3. I'm gonna use the Coil set. I know Rest Talk Coil isn't really a set, but like I think spamming 1,000 arrows and being able to actually have some, like especially because the team has an infinite amount of Toxic, as you guys can see. I think that going Coil lets me not lose to the Arceus as well. Should I use Rest Talk Coil or should I use Rest Dragon Tail Coil? It don't matter. Alright, so we're challenging for the last game. Like I said, it is best of 3. Just reply to Blunder real quick. Yep, that is the team I expected him to bring. Good Mon. Fun. So, it is the team I expected him to bring. He leads off with Groudon, I lead Groudon. So, he's going to be running offensive Groudon. Obviously, that's something I'm a little bit worried about. My Arceus Water, though, beats that 1v1. Arceus Water beats his entire team 1v1. Yeah, but he goes right for Precious Blades. That's something I expected. Excadrill could come out now. I'm actually going to Judgment immediately, expecting him to want to go directly into Excadrill. Yep. And because I am faster than it, I'll be able to 2-hit KO him and prevent rocks the entire game. It's like I figured he would make the hard Excadrill play. And like I said, I'm 307 speed, so I'll be able to 2-hit KO Excadrill right here, while also threatening Groudon and whatnot too. Goes Arceus, which allows me a Toxic. Again, being really fast, I don't care at all. And he went for sub too. That's amazing. Alright, so it's time. My Arceus this Mon has been putting in a lot of work. I do not mind what he goes for. I'm glad I made the aggressive play early. We're going to go directly into Zygarde right here. On the Shadow Claw. I live every hit he wants to go for as well. And I have Coil to beat like Lucario. Marshadow's not the biggest threat for me. So I become father now and I get my Coil, which allows me to beat down opposing Groudon and whatnot. And we can just rest. Because he's going to go down. It's a poison right here. So this gets me in versus Rayquaza, which I'm obviously worried about. Arceus goes down. Like this lets Rayquaza come in, excuse me, which I'm obviously worried about. Marshadow comes out though. It's going to go for Spectral Thief. Scizor is decent in the late game. Not really. I don't like Scizor too much in the late game here. And I don't like Groudon being able to come in and get up its hazards. We're going to sack Marshadow. We're going to sack Scizor here. Especially if he's Life Orb Marshadow. Like, this is the play. Actually, seeing as how Groudon could come in, I'll sack it to close combat here. Yeah, and then I'll be able to go right out into my my Judgment Mon and knock him out. Because he saw Judgment, I kind of don't think he thinks I have Ice Beam. I'm actually going to Toxic now because I don't think you'd stay in. I'm defensive enough to eat 2 hits anyway. And I think you would try and go Groudon because I went for Judgment. Ideally. Like, Moonblast spam kind of wins the game if I knock out Groudon. And that's like the game plan I'm going for right now. We don't want Rayquaza coming out. He doesn't know I have Ice Beam yet. We don't want Rayquaza coming out. If he sacks Excadrill, that's fine. Ideally, he goes out into Groudon here, though. Which is why I want the Toxic early. No, Judgment's the no drawback play. It's literally the no drawback play. If he goes Groudon, I get off a Toxic on that anyway. And then soon I'll be able to spam Moonblast to win. Yep. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this Mon coming in. Because look at Moonblast and look at his team. Moonblast wins. So we go for Toxic here. Attempting to do something. I could see him doubling, I guess, but maybe he just SD up. If anything. Nice, we landed. Amazing. So, we beat Groudon 1v1. What type of... Am I bulk up Marshadow? And I have to recover because I want to be healthy enough for Rayquaza. Yeah, I eat that up. Oh, okay, he's not set up. He's just Precious Blading with that. So this kind of 1v1 his entire team. He doesn't think I have... He doesn't think I have, what's it called? I don't think he thinks that I have Ice Beam. But we Judgment right here because we take close combat. And if he does CC, I knock him out after with Judgment. Judgment's going to do a ton anyway. We force him to CC. We go out to my Marshadow and we Shadow Sneak after. The play is to sack Groudon here. Yep. Sack Groudon. Go Marshadow. Go for Shadow Sneak, knock him out. Even if he goes Excadrill, it didn't matter. He actually sacks Lucario. I think he's trying to win the game with his Rayquaza right there. It depends what move he makes now, but like ideally Arceus Water just wins. If he goes Groudon now, I'm gonna close combat it, and then I'm gonna spam Moonblast and win the game. Excadrill's been at 1 this entire game though. I'm glad I made the judgment play early on, and I'm glad that call actually worked out for me. Yeah, Rayquaza comes out now. And Spectral Thief is my only play. I have to wait for him to Dragon. I'm waiting for him to Dragon Ascent, that way he gets the drops. Yep, that's all I needed. All I needed was that defense drop, and then I win now with Marshadow. Beautiful. We'll just sleep talk here. It doesn't matter if he drops a Draco. Like I said, all I needed was that defense drop, and I go out to Marshadow and Shadow Sneak, Revenge Kill. And then Scarf Xerneas wins the game, because he has to go Groudon to Revenge Kill me. So we Shadow Sneak here. Revenge Kill Rayquaza because of the defense drop. Is he not Z? He's Draco Meteor Dragon Dance. Interesting. Which means that Xerneas might actually have been faster. What is my set? No, I'm modest. I'm not timid. Yeah, so we Shadow Sneak here, Technician boosted and whatnot. He goes Groudon, which literally means that I win the game now by spamming Moonblast, so I take that. Because I knock out Groudon, and then I get to Moonblast spam with Xerneas and win. And also, I risk the speed tie versus his Marshadow because my own Arceus Water wins the game as well. So we risk the speed tie. It doesn't make a difference. We don't let him bulk up. I misclicked, but thankfully I clicked right after. We finally won the speed tie, and well, not finally, but we won the speed tie that mattered, and we end up winning 2-1, just like we lost the speed tie that mattered. We end up winning the speed tie. So obviously the early judgment was key for me. Being able to get off that damage on Excadrill early was absolutely incredible. Expecting him to, just know that Arceus Water does beat it 1v1. But I hope you guys all did enjoy. This was definitely a game where I felt like I had to fight back. And yeah, again, I hope you guys all enjoyed. Feel free, of course, to leave a like, subscribe, do your thing. And I'll see you guys with the next round of Uber Open. Goodbye, friends.